Hello, Benjamin Williams here. Today we're going to be troubleshooting another network within Boson NetSim. Today we're going to be troubleshooting virtual router redundancy protocol. So we have our topology up here in the top left, like we usually do. We're going to go through the instructions on the top right, and then we're going to be doing all of our configuration down here in the big window. So let's go ahead and read our objective and lab topologies right here. So the objective in this lab, in this lab, you will troubleshoot an virtual router redundancy protocol environment. Virtual router redundancy is a first hop redundancy protocol, FHRP, that can be used to ensure the immediate and transparent recovery from first hop failures in network edge devices by providing gateway redundancy for IP networks. Object tracking enables a VRRP backup router to take over for a VRRP master router when a specific event occurs, such as the line protocol on an external network-facing interface enters the down state. So the lab topology we have right here, it says the topology diagram represents the net map in the simulator. The VRRP routers in this topology are layer 3 switches that will be referred to as routers throughout the lab. Layer 3 switches are capable of transmitting data at layer 2 switch speeds, but can also determine for themselves how traffic should flow at layer 3. So we have some redundancy in this network, as you guys can see from the A switches to the D switches. As it said, our D switches are layer 3 switches, so they can switch and they can also route. And then looks like we're going to be looking at failover options. If one of these D switches do go down, the external facing interface, the other one is supposed to take over for the master as the master, and then the currently master is supposed to drop its priority down so it becomes the backup router. So and then we of course we have our PCs down here that connects to the access layer. So I've already read through all of the commands, looked at the IP addresses for each device. So let's go ahead and move on to trouble ticket number 1. So it says troubleshoot the master router role on D switch 1. So it says D switch 1 should become the master virtual router redundancy protocol router for your company's network when the line protocol connecting D switch 2 to router 1 goes down. You have been asked to test the failover by manually transitioning the line protocol between D switch 2 and router 1 to the down state. If D switch 1 does not take over the master virtual router redundancy protocol role, troubleshoot and fix the configuration. So let's go to D switch 2 just to make sure that this is our master router. So let's do a show VRRP. And we can see right here, it is our master. Our priority is 110 on this device, and it's using the virtual IP address of 10.10.2.3. So let's look at D switch 1. Let's go to enable show VRRP. This is our, so it's showing master role here as well. So that may be a issue because both of these should not be the master router. That is weird. So let's figure out why both of them are showing as the master router. Let's do a show run. See if we can get some more information about that. So looks like it's on the VLAN 2 interface. Here's the address of the VLAN 2 interface, and this is the virtual router redundancy protocol. Let's do this over here as well. So let's do a show run over here as well. Make sure everything is on VLAN 2. Oh, it looks like this one has no VRRP to preempt, and so this is not going to preempt, which is not a good thing. So first, let's just troubleshoot the first issue that is saying. So it says D switch 2, D switch 1 should take over for D switch 2 if the line protocol goes down. So let's just simulate a error in this cable right here that prevents D switch 2 from getting to R1. So let's go into configure terminal, go configuration mode, and let's go into interface fast Ethernet. That's fast Ethernet 01 that's pointing towards the router, and let's shut this interface down. But this is going to basically act like as if that line is now out. So let's go to D switch 1 and see if it took over as the master router. So let's do a do show VRRP. And it's showing as the master router. And let's just do it over here as well. Do show VRRP. And this one is still showing as the master router as well. So it says that it has a tracking interface and it went to the down state. But when I look at the configuration, it doesn't look like it's tracking that interface within the actual VRRP configuration. So let's go into interface VLAN 2. And let's do a do show run so we can see our object tracking. Well, or we can just do a do show track to see our, that's what we want to do show track. So it looks like it's tracking object number 1. So it does have a tracking in it. So let's go to VRRP. This would be VRRP group 2. And then we want to track this interface. We want to track object number 1. And we want to decrement. I would say let's decrement it by 2. And see what happens. Oh, so yeah, right here, we see that this is now changed to the backup role because the interface tracking is now going to show within our VRRP configuration, which is what we want, VRRP. So we can see right here that it's tracking this object and it decremented it too. So that's perfect. And let's just do a do show. Well, I can just look at this running config right here. Yeah, so oh, and then this was the configuration problem right here. It was tracking number 2 instead of number 1. So that was the error. So let's do a no VRRP2 track 2 decrement. And how much did it want? Did it decrement right here? It decremented by, it looks like 2 as well, maybe. Or I think I can just do, yeah, I can just enter that. And let's do a do show run. And that should be deleted now. Yep. So it only just shows the number 1 instead of number 2, which we coded in. So that's perfect. So D switch 1 now is the active router. Oh, it should be the master router, I should say, because we're doing VRRP instead of HSRP. So let's do a show VRRP. And this is the master router now. So that solves ticket number 1. So it says ticket number 2, troubleshoot the master router role on D switch 2. So it says D switch 2 is not assuming the master VRRP router role for the virtual LAN VLAN 2 when the line protocol between D switch 2 and router 1 is first disrupted and then restored. Troubleshoot and fix the configuration so that D switch 2 is always the master VRRP router for VLAN 2 when the line protocol between D switch 2 and router 1 is in the upstate. So let's go over to D switch 2 and let's go back into our interface fast Ethernet 01 interface. And let's do a no shutdown to bring this back up. And basically what it's saying is it's not getting back its master role after this link comes up. So let's give it a second and see if anything happens with our VRRP configuration. And from the trouble ticket, it looks like it's not going to come back up as our master router. So it's showing as our backup still. So, but if we look right here, it says the preemption is disabled. So that's probably the reason why. Let's do a VRRP2 preempt. And let's see what happens. So our OSPF adjacency came back up, which is good. Let's do a do show run right quick. Let's look at our, okay. So maybe I have to delete the, because it's saying no VRRP preempt right here. But we want to preempt. So let's do VRRP 2 preempt. And let's do a do show VRRP. And preemption is still disabled. So, oh, okay. So it's not, maybe I have to do a no VRRP2 preempt. I think that's what's already in it. And then VRRP2 preempt. Oh, I think I know what's wrong. We're not in interface VLAN 2. We're still in the fast Ethernet interface. So let's do it now. VRRP2 preempt. And this should work. Yes. So we were in the wrong interface. So we figured that out. So now this is assuming it's rolled back as the master router, which is what we want. And D switch 1 should have went to the backup row, which it did. So it looks like everything that these trouble tickets wanted to take care of is done. So let's grade it. Hopefully we got everything right. Fingers crossed. And we did it. So let's look at D switch 2. This is the expected running config, and this is our running config. So what did we do wrong? So it looks like here, the no VRRP2. Oh yeah, so in the fast Ethernet 01 interface, we did not need to have the no VRRP2 preempt. I thought I was in the VLAN 2 interface when I was doing this configuration. So that's the mistake there. And here it says the expected, it wants us to do a VRRP2 track 1 and not decrement. So I did a decrement 2, but I guess it just wants a VRRP2 track 1. So let's go back to our config here. Let's go into conf t. And I guess it wants me to do, let's do a do show run. Let's do a do show track. Let's see if it's tracking any of the interfaces. Do show track. So it's not tracking anything. So I'm not sure why it wants me to do that. But let's just go into interface VLAN. Oh, interface VLAN 2. I did interface VLAN 1, interface VLAN 2. And we want to do a VRRP 2. Let's do a track. And I guess it wants me to track number 1. I'm not sure why. Let's just enter that. And oh, so that's not right either. So what did I do wrong? No, it's on D switch 2. So it wants me to do a VRRP2 track 1 on D switch 2. Let me go to D switch 2. And let's do interface VLAN 2. Oh, I'm in caps. Interface VLAN 2. Interface VLAN 2. I don't know why it's taking me out of interface VLAN configuration mode. And let's go VRRP2 track 1. That's what it wants. Yep, everything's right now. So I'm not sure why that was coming up. But it looks like everything is right now. Boson sometimes is very specific on how they want their configurations, which I understand, it has to abide by the configuration that it wants. So we got this one. Finally, we got this one right. I see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.